Man flew over 900 flights without the right captain's license, which means he was a pilot, just not enough of one. Spent $22 on a road trip and tolls. Rental car math made it 40. Convenience fees are terribly inconvenient, am I right? Thank you for spending time with me today. My name is Bud Ford. We're at Bud Ford Comedy. I appreciate you subscribing and being a part of the process. Now, last time country radio moved this fast, Garth Brooks handed us a CD like it was evidence in a federal investigation. I'm not kidding, I know, because I was there. The Air Canada pilot that I'm talking about flew more than 900 flights as captain without the proper pilot's license. Now, sounds terrifying if you're a consumer, and I would get that, but I'm telling you, after being around this business a very long time, that's just a normal day in aviation. Because you can be a pilot, but not enough of one. Which is weird to most people, right? This dude was not random, strolling through the airport, pushing a Toomey bag, acting like a captain. No, he had a commercial license. He was a pilot, he just allegedly did not have the right license for this particular bird, which is aviation in a sentence. You're qualified, but you're not qualified. You're qualified enough to fly, you're legal, but not to stay legal. You can fly any plane you want, but not the good one, not that one. Aviation has more rules, more forms, more ratings, more endorsements, more medical certificates, more recurrent training, check rides, and clipboards than any normal brain is designed to comprehend. It's a tough business, and every pilot eventually learns that the turbulence is in the paperwork. Flying the plane, that's easy. So 16 years, this dude was flying, which is not really a loophole now, is it? It's more like a tunnel with drainage. Nobody noticed, which is not really the part that fascinates me, because this is a big wheel. As we used to say in radio in these big companies, there's a lot of peel on that onion. I just think the system is so big, everyone probably thought, I'm reckoning the other guy checked it off. And I don't mean a few workplaces. Remember, this man flew internationally, so he landed in America quite often. That means every workplace in both of those places, somebody went, check that box, it's approved. 6 people said, who did that? And the guy says, oh, Daryl. Daryl left in 2018. You know he works at a bank in Calgary now, right? Meanwhile, the airplane's boarding, people are climbing on. The project now has a name, and it's called Icarus, which isn't a name. Well, it is. It's one that happens when law enforcement lets the theater kids name the file. It's exactly what happens, because you know Icarus was the guy who flew too close to the sun. Naming an aviation licensing investigation project Icarus, it's not subtle. It's not really a case name. It's more of, this is a Netflix trailer. If we can get some fog in here, some cello music, and some guy looking sideways, looking real scared, we have ourselves episode 1's what we have. Then you start doing the professional comparison game in bars all across America, and you know how that goes. Man, that there's like a guy licensed to cut hair and doing dental implants, cause both of them involve a chair. You know, it's like a substitute teacher becoming superintendent on Thursday cause they had a lanyard. Kind of like somebody working in the office is good with the Keurig coffee machine is now handling all the stuff at the nuclear place cause they both have blinking lights. The aviation business is not quite like that. This dude was qualified. The airline folks are like, no one's safety was compromised, which again is very aviation. And if you want me to translate that for you, it means the dude could fly. He was just not allowed to be the guy flying that particular bird, right? That's simple. Makes sense and no sense at all at the same time. And that's why I like the story, because it's not about panic. It is about bureaucracy and one missing credential. Surviving longer than most Hollywood relationships and 99% of sitcoms. 16 years is a long time. It's not really catch me if you can, it's check me if you remember. I was in Oklahoma about, a couple weeks ago. I got introduced to the new rental car company scheme. If you haven't been a part of this yet, I was financially frisked first by a camera on a pole, and that's not right. The tolls from here to Tulsa, speaking of getting frisked and financial like and whatnot, the tolls from here to there are $22.69, which feels a little too specific, doesn't it? Like, how do you get to that number? Looks like a gas station receipt with a filthy calculator. I'm telling you, that don't make no sense. Why are the tolls not even numbers? We'll get to that in a minute. You can't pay them anymore. That's not how it works. You can't do that. Used to, you could. There was a friendly toll booth there, taking your quarters, judging your posture. Now, no little basket. You can't toss no coins at it. Like you're paying the gods of infrastructure. Please, Lord, make this stop. You can't do any of that. No, it's not happening. Now there's a sign that says, hey, we took a picture. We'll find you. That's not a toll system. That's a ransom note with really big font. It's not fair. I'm in a rental car. I don't have an easy pass. I don't have a toll account. I do, which is sad, and I have money on that account, but you won't recognize me in the rental car waving. I'm me. They don't buy that. It's not how it works. All I did was get the car, the suitcase, the receipt, and not read the rental agreement like everyone else in America. We don't read that. Seems like too many words. Then Avis sends me a text that says, good news, we've handled all of your toll fees. Bad news is there's a convenience fee. Convenient for whom? Not me. None of this has been convenient. Convenience was a toll booth. Convenience might even be a button or a basket where I could not have the correct change. Convenience would be a dude named Gary taking $6, putting down his Mountain Dew and going, thanks for coming to Oklahoma. That would be convenient. No, instead, y'all took glamour shots of the rear end of my Avis rental. Then you charged me $22.69 that somehow became over $40. That's not a convenience fee. That's a carjacking. It's toll inflation, wearing khakis and an ill-fitting jacket, and I'm not all for it. Bud, you should fight it. You can do it. I feel you. No, I can't do that. I want to emotionally and spiritually, but I can't spell litigious and I ain't got no money. I start strong like everybody else, then I got to get out my phone. Should there be a J in it? Yes, there should. But now, everyone knows Kim Kardashian had a little setback and maybe she's ready to jump back in law because this journey is one for her. We need an Aaron Brockovich for our cause. And by we, I mean rental car people. Anyone who rents a rental car, you're a rental car person. One invoice and one poor Arizona man who got trapped by a system that he could not avoid, and that is illegal, isn't it? Sure it is. I can't avoid the charge. You have me strapped. You didn't give me another option. Smells illegal. I cannot avoid the charge. Then the rental car company adds a fee for solving a problem that the system created, which I don't think is customer service. It's more like a financial escape room and I lost. But I'm not bitter. Just a little bitter, but I'm not real bitter. Hard. I'm growing's what I am. I'm growing out of it. I learned an important lesson. Next time I travel, I will be prepared. I will read the rental agreement. I will study toll policy. I will download 3 apps, create an account, verify my email, and confirm my identity. Still, wind up owing Avis $14 in the end. You know we can fly across the country, rent a car with our phones, drive without stopping, and get billed later by strangers with photographs. Tell me that's not progress. It sure is. I just miss the old days when robbery had eye contact at the toll booth. Don't hate on me. Now, I don't know if you saw this. Taylor Swift debuted top 10 on country radio, which is wild because country stations don't do that. We like to court a song longer than most Hollywood marriages. Her new song's from the Toy Story 5 soundtrack, and it debuted inside Billboard's top 10 country chart, country airplay chart, which is important. It's not sales. However, that doesn't happen And I'm telling you, the last time it happened was Garth Brooks' 2007 More Than a Memory, which debuts at #1. And I know that because I was there. Not in the room with Garth, obviously. I don't look good in a hat. So don't get stupid. But I was programming country radio in Nashville, Tennessee. There are only 3 country stations in Nashville. If you are going to debut at the #1 spot on the hillbilly chart, you gonna need the 3 biggest hillbilly stations taking care of it, right? Because if it ain't us, nobody else is going to look at it like it was serious, and your mission is going to fail. There were 3 at the time. We had, trying to think back now, we had the Big 98, WSIX. Then we had Live 95, I think is what they were calling themselves at the time. And I had 103 WKDF. I was programming and doing afternoons. So I was close enough to that explosion to smell the hairspray when it went off. When Garth had a new song, country radio lost its mind. Now, Garth was nowhere near as hot as he once was, right? Still, if he puts out a new song today, everyone's going to talk about it, but not at the same rate. Back then, you did not want to be second. You did not want to be tied for first. You wanted to be first in the radio business. Radio people are sick. It's a sickness. We want to be first even when no one else outside of radio knows we're racing. That's part of the disease, like I said. It's like when 2 meteorologists congratulate themselves on being the first ones to report the raindrops in some isolated county that only 600 people live in. Who cares? I remember a label person meeting me in the parking lot, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name. Met me in the parking lot at 9 p.m. in Nashville, right outside the building in a questionable neighborhood. The man handed me a CD, like a sacred artifact from the Book of Sony. This was not a download link. This was not a file transfer. This was a physical object this man handed, like we were exchanging spy evidence at a parking garage. We were not allowed to play it until 11. It felt illegal, it felt important, and it was just really cool being a part of it. I was half expecting somebody to go, "Ksh, the bluegrass eagle flies at midnight. The bluegrass eagle flies at midnight." Ksh, over. Okay, then 11 o'clock, dead on the nose-ish, I played the song. Or did I? No, I didn't, because that was my job, right? Everything I did in town was to be first on everything. That was how I made the ratings for that station. So that said, no, I did not wait. I played at about 10:55. They probably expected that. But basically, every station across the country did pretty much the same thing. So this thing debuted at #1. I mean, you would have thought we were firing missiles from underground silos, but it was nuts. We're first! No, we're first! Who knows? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Again, part of the illness. But I do know this. In 32 years around country radio, never seen anything like it. A country song debuting at #1 is not abnormal, it's insanely odd. Country radio is slow. We like to date a song. 6 months usually, meet its family, get its credit score, find out how everybody likes it, see if anyone heard it along the way, find out who wrote it, how's their credit score, and then we might move it to power rotation. So when Taylor Swift debuts at that spot in the top 10, it's not just chart trivia for nerds like me. It's a pretty big deal. I do love chart trivia. I love songs. I remember words. It was really weird. That was just my thing. Taylor obviously is probably the biggest music star alive right now. And Toy Story, as we know, is built into the emotional plumbing. So every once in a while, country radio gets a freebie. It's a big one, giant artist, giant movie. Put the thing on the radio, not a hard decision. And that's why I love radio. For all the research we did back when we were spending money on it, chart research, call out meetings, we did phone kind of things that would blow your mind in today's world. Once in a while, rarely does a song walk in the building and you just look at it and it goes play me and you go, okay. So congrats to Taylor Swift Country Radio. Congratulations. And also congratulations to Buzz Lightyear for having now more charted hits than most Nashville newcomers. But if you keep trying, well, you'll pass Buzz one day. To infinity and beyond. Sorry, that was too easy. My name is Bud Like the Beer, Ford Like the Truck. Thank you for spending time with me, and thanks for being a part of At Bud Ford Comedy. Have a great day.